Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Marcy. Thank you for clicking on that thumbnail. Always showing up, sharing y'all some love. Yes, we are going to be talking about my favorite note in fragrances, which is saffron. I have some amazing saffron fragrances, and one of them are new to my collection, and I'm super excited about it. And it's actually going to be replacing another fragrance that most likely I'll probably sell on Mercari, even though it's going to be hard for me to get rid of because I love this one. So anyway, if you want to hear about the note of saffron, please continue to like, comment, subscribe, turn on those notification bells, follow me over on Instagram, all that good stuff, y'all, and let's get started. So we are not going to be talking about the typical saffron fragrances today, which we all know of them as the amazing Baccarat Rouge 540. B540. We're not talking about B540 because we all know that this is an amazing saffron beast. We're not going to talk about B540 Extra, amazing as well. And we're not going to be talking about Oud for Greatness, which is a beast when it comes to the saffron world. And this is by the House of INITIO, if you didn't know. So I have a fragrance that most likely is replacing this one, y'all, and I'll give you a little bit of a comparison, you know, and let you know, like if you need it or not, okay? So anyway, the very first one we're going to be talking about today is one that is actually going to be replacing Oud for Greatness, okay? And this is by the House of X Nihilo, and this is Outcast Blue. You guys, this fragrance, I don't know if I'm going to be releasing my haul or this one first, but Outcast Blue, the bottle is absolutely stunning. Sorry about my fingerprints, a little oily. The bottle is blue, and this is an extra. I love my X Nihilo collection, okay? It is in my top 3. Initially said I said my top 5, but it is actually in my top 3 favorite niche fragrance brands or favorite fragrance brands, hands down, of all times. So aside from Xerjoff, and then I have Memoirs, and then there are a couple more. So anyway, X Nihilo Outcast Blue is a saffron beast. There's oud, there's saffron, there's lily of the valley in here. There's also some oak moss in here as well that makes it very fresh. But y'all, the tobacco in here is tobaccoing. This fragrance definitely, to me, INITIO's Oud for Greatness leans a little more masculine than this one because it's so silky, sexy, sultry, sophisticated. It's almost a little creamy. You know when you spray an atomizer, it blows out like silk? That is what this fragrance is giving me on my skin. It absorbs and it exudes elegance and sophistication. So in this fragrance, like I said, you have your saffron oud, which are super sensual and silky. You have a very well blended tobacco in here. You have some vetiver in here, and that gives it a little bit of earthiness, but it's not like that heavy vetiver. If you know vetiver, it's not green. It just gives it a little bit of earthiness, you guys, to probably round out the fragrance. There's a beautiful scent of oak moss in here. In the opening, you smell a little bit more of that oak moss, which makes it super fresh. But y'all, this fragrance is a masterpiece, okay? Yes, I still love my Irreverence and Outcast Blue, you guys, which is an extra by X Nihilo, is absolutely stunning as well. And if you love the note of saffron, then you need to get your nose on this fragrance. This fragrance was purchased at Bloomingdale's. I don't think it's an exclusive, so I think it's at all X Nihilo stores and Bloomingdale's, to my knowledge, you all. Anyway, y'all can Google it. When I Googled it, it's all over the place. So other than that, like I said, you get a floral lily of the valley, some spiciness from the black pepper. But the lily of the valley, to me, you don't even know which floral in here. It gives it a floral scent, but it's not rose for sure. But it does smell like a slight white floral, not tuberose, maybe like a magnolia or lily of the valley. But there is lily of the valley in here that makes it a little earthy as well. But y'all, I love Outcast Blue, and it is definitely replacing INITIO's Oud for Greatness. Now, INITIO's Oud for Greatness I do love, but it smells a little more synthetic to me. You know, and I am not the only one, I think, that have mentioned that, but I do love the scent. Which one? This one, to me, is more, okay, so they're both unisex. This one to me kind of leans slightly unisex to the feminine edge because of the smoothness of this fragrance. Is not as woody as Oud for Greatness. This one, like I said, is silky, smooth, sophisticated, super cohesive, blended to perfection, and I am loving this fragrance, you guys. Outcast Blue, Saffron Beast. Get your nose on this. It costs a pretty penny and not a safe blind buy. They do have the EDP of Outcast Blue, but the EDP had too much vetiver and it was a little too masculine for me. I don't know why I picked that up when I went to Bloomingdale's. I think I thought it was Brompton Immortals Extrait, and then I went over, I sprayed it, and I was like, this is good. I didn't even look at the name. I said, this is good. And then when I went to look back at the name, I was like, wow, I've heard of this in passing, but I really couldn't remember what it smelled like, or I probably smelled it briefly at the Ex Nihilo boutique in here in Los Angeles, but I didn't remember. But when I sprayed it, it left a lasting impression on my hand, even when I left the store, you all. So anyway, if you love saffron, unisex, it's unisex, you guys, because to me, if you love tobacco, you gotta love tobacco, you gotta love saffron, and you gotta love a little bit of oud. It's not animalic, it just makes it super sexy and just slightly like a sprinkle of oud, you guys. It's beautiful. Get your nose on that fragrance. So the next one we're going to talk about is another Ex Nihilo, and no, this is not going to be an all Ex Nihilo video, and this one is called Brompton Immortals. Brompton Immortals is a masterpiece as well. Ex Nihilo is a masterpiece fragrance house. So if you don't know who they are, then order some samples, get your nose on it. I know we're always talking about Fleur Narcotique and Lust in Paradise. My favorite was Lust in Paradise Riviera. Lust in Paradise was just a little bland for me, so the Riviera kind of amped it up a little bit. It made it a little more airy, fresh, aquatic, sea-like, just very, it's amazing. But I think it was a limited edition. But this one right here, complete masterpiece, and this is Brompton Immortals. So this is a saffron rose beast as well. Saffron, rose, vanilla, extremely blended. Their fragrances, the blends, I don't know who is making these. I know Jordi Fernandez is the perfumer. I think he's from Spain. He's the perfumer for Exquisite, which is one of my favorites. And I think it was a couple of more, and Outcast Blue as well. And then a couple more. I think Brompton Immortals too. So anyway, look him up, Jordi Fernandez. So anyway, in Brompton Immortals, you have your saffron, pink pepper, Bulgarian rose, ylang ylang. There's some olibanum, which is frankincense, and there's some vanilla. It does give you a little bit of a warm, spicy vibe, but not a super dry frankincense or olibanum vibe. It's a little creamy. I think the olibanum in here is giving it its warm, spicy in the opening from the pink pepper, yet creaminess in the dry down from the olibanum. But if you love a rose, vanillic, almost smell a little praline, rose, vanilla, creamy, just clean, fresh fragrance from that ylang ylang, then you need to get your nose on Brompton Immortals. This is one of my favorites from the house, y'all. Ex Nihilo is Ex Nihilo-ing, and I am loving this fragrance house. Like I said, right after Xerjoff, it's Ex Nihilo, which is my second favorite fragrance house. But it is almost my number one because I am loving these more, and I'm reaching and wearing these definitely more than my Xerjoff fragrances. And we need to move right along, okay? So the next one we're going to talk about is one that I absolutely love, and it's my favorite fragrance house, or probably was, okay? And this is by the House of Xerjoff, you guys. I love me some Italica. I bought this when this was released many years ago. Oh, it smells like a toffee cookie with some almond milk, you guys. This is absolutely stunning. I get all the saffron in here. I've got all the saffron from day one. A lot of people say they don't get it, but this to me is a saffron beast. It's a gourmand saffron beast. Like I said, you got your milk, toffee, praline, saffron. It's really creamy. It smells like a saffron dessert that I used to eat over in London when I traveled there, and I absolutely love this. This is Italica by the House of Xerjoff. So the next one is, why did I write down Jordi Fernandez? So anyway, the next one we're going to talk about is Ruby Dubai. Now this fragrance I actually keep in this box, you all. This is a fragrance that I almost chose when I did the personality fragrance review because I love this. I'm never going to get rid of it and I don't reach for it as often and I need to pull this back out. So anyway, look how it opens up. It's so luxurious, okay? Beautiful. A small dent, you know, not very much. This was hard to find many years ago, about 4 years ago. Like, I bought the last bottle that was over in Harrods and she said it had only been there for like 3 days. Every time it comes in, it goes right back out. So anyway, this is bond number 9, Ruby Dubai. And let me just smell this. It's so good. Saffron, cypriot oil. There's civet in here to give it a little bit of a dry animalicness. Yeah, I was loving animalic notes back then and I didn't even know, you guys. When I purchased this, I had no idea that it was civet in there. But when she told me that, I probably would not have purchased it if she would have told me. So in Ruby Dubai, you have your saffron at the top. Just FYI, all of these fragrances have the top note of saffron except for 2, and I'll let you know which ones those are. The saffron is in the base, but I'll let you know when we get there. Hopefully I'll remember. So anyway, you have your civet, you get some cypriot oil in here, you get your myrrh in here for sure. Sandalwood, I don't get so much, but you get your saffron, rose, divana, geranium, cypriot oil. It gives similar vibes of Cairo, but it's not as heavy as Cairo. It's a little more fresh and airy from the bergamot that's in here. But I absolutely love Ruby Dubai. It's a little mature. It's not for the fainted heart, but you gotta love the note of geranium, saffron, and what did I say? Not civet. You gotta love the note of geranium, saffron, and cypriot oil, you guys, because it's a little heavy on the cypriot oil. The cypriot oil makes it a little earthy and green, and it just like, if you know, I love cypriot oil and fragrances, and if you know it, then you know, okay? I think it just adds some elegance to the fragrance and just a little maturity to the fragrance, you guys. Get your nose on this. You'll never find cypriot oil probably mixed with like marshmallow or let's say like a bubble gum or maybe tuberose, but not just like a gourmand scent. You hardly find cypriot oil listed with gourmand fragrances. It's usually with like rose ouds, those very upscale fragrances. So anyway, bond number 9, and this is Ruby Dubai. So the next one we're going to talk about is by Electimuss, and I do love this one more than I do love B540, Baccarat Rouge 540, but I still love Baccarat Rouge 540. And this is Trajan. Trajan gives me an overload of saffron, blood orange, citruses. You all, this fragrance, it's sweet. It's a little vanillic, but it's fresh and airy. There's oak moss in here. I absolutely love Trajan. It is one of my most complimented fragrances for the summer and when I travel. The bottle is massive. It's just too heavy. But y'all, get your nose on this. So like I said, it's a saffron beast, blood orange. There's ambergris in here to make it a little fresh and some oak moss, but you really get that juicy blood orange. It's gorgeous, bergamot, but it's very similar to Baccarat Rouge 540 without the medicinal note, you guys, and that juicy, slightly sweetened blood orange. Get your nose on Trajan. If you like B540, I'm sure you're gonna love this one even more. And do not drop that bottle on your toe like ever in life, okay? So the next one we're gonna talk about is RETBA, okay? And this is RETBA by the House of MEMO. This is beautiful. I love this fragrance. I actually layered this with Love Don't Be Shy twice last month. I wore RETBA twice last month. Once I layered it with Kilian's Love Don't Be Shy, and then I layered it with Perfumes de Marly, saffronade, you guys, because I wanted that orange blossom. I don't know why I smelled this. I smelled that orange blossom and that marshmallow, and I decided to layer them two together. But y'all, this doesn't need to be layered. It's amazing on its own. It's Middle Eastern smelling. It's like a Middle Eastern take on a rose saffron oud with some raspberry, y'all. Not rose, saffron oud and raspberry. It's beautiful. It's a little green, earthy, but it definitely smells Middle Eastern, and I love this. This is saffron, oud, raspberry, and vanilla, and you get a lot of that. I love RETBA. This will always be in my collection, and yeah, I'm loving this. I think the only person that I've heard speak about this is my girl Lala. At Lala's Beauty, Lala's Beauty. But yeah, I know she loves this fragrance and I love it as well. RETBA by the House of Memo Paris. Get your nose on this. So the next one is no other than my baby, my lifer, my love for Kayali, and this is Sweet Diamond Pink Pepper. Y'all, I didn't have to look at the name. I knew the name. I was just wiping the bottle off to make sure it was clean because it's mirrored and it's shiny. So anyway, this is Kayali Sweet Diamond Pink Pepper. There's Magnolia, there's May Rose, Bulgarian Rose, there's saffron in the top, there's vanilla, there's sandalwood. It's creamy. This smells so Middle Eastern, but yet there is no oud listed, and it almost smells like there's a little bit of oud in here as well, which I probably think it's a mixture of the sandalwood and patchouli and the vanilla, but it smells very Middle Eastern, like a Middle Eastern princess, you all. Anyway, this is so compliment getting, and I'm absolutely loving it. This is in a top 10 for life. Yeah. Yes, Kayali is in a top 10 for life, y'all. Kayali is doing her thing, and I absolutely love this fragrance. Like I said, and it's super compliment getting, but you gotta like a sweet vanillic rose Middle Eastern smelling scent to love this fragrance. Get your nose on this. I know I always say get your nose on this towards the end. Get your nose on all of these, you guys. All right, so the next one is by Aromas de Salazar, and I love this fragrance. When I initially sprayed it, I smelled all of the saffron. This is Michael, and like I said, this is Aromas de Salazar, and I do have this is actually my second, because when I did purchase this, I was layering it with a Fenty. This is my second atomizer, and he does have the 10 ml atomizers. But I'm not going to take it out right now, but it comes like this. But a Blueberry Morning, he actually gives you the card also with the notes. So in Blueberry Morning, you have Spanish Saffron Absolute. You have your sweet morning sweet blueberries, gardenia, and some Cambodian oud, you guys. This right here, you need to get your nose on this. If you like a really lush, almost airy, fresh, not too heavy blueberry with a little bit of saffron, with a lot of saffron and a little bit of oud, you need to try Aromas de Salazar Blueberry Morning. This is one of my favorites from the house, aside from cafe. He has multiple cafe fragrances that I like. I want to say, anyway, we're not going to talk about it because I can't even remember. So anyway, Blueberry Morning, Aromas de Salazar. He has Cafe Sunrise. And then, I don't know why I can't remember that fragrance that I love so much, and it's my favorite. So anyway, we're going to talk about Cairo. This is another beautiful saffron beast. Actually oversprayed this about 3 weeks ago when I went out to a birthday party, y'all. It almost made me sick, okay? I sprayed this 12 times. It has been sitting for several years. It's very concentrated, and I should know better to only spray this like maybe 6 times next time. But 12 times I was spraying on my clothes, and I sprayed on my jacket, then my dress. I was like, ooh, I'm just gonna blow everybody away at the party. I got multiple compliments on my outfit and this fragrance, but this is a hit. It's a beautiful rose, patchouli, oudi, Cyprio oil fragrance, but you get that rose, Cyprio oil, and saffron in here. That's absolutely amazing. This is very mature. It's not vintage, but it's for a mature nose, but I absolutely love Penhaligons, and this is Cairo. You guys, like I said, if you love saffron, rose, slightly oudi, a little patchouli to make it a little earthy, not dirty, then get your nose on Cairo. Definitely not a safe blind buy, but I absolutely love it. If I ran out of Cairo, because I have so many other rose oud fragrances, saffron rose oud fragrances that I absolutely love, I may not purchase this one again, because this one is gonna last me a lifetime anyway, because it's such a beast of a fragrance and you don't need very much. Anyway, Cairo by Penhaligons. So the next one is another saffron beast, and I wore this a lot when I was over in Paris, and I fell in love with it. Initially, I was like, oh, Cavort, it's nice, but I took my decant from Max Aroma over to Paris, and I sprayed it, and I just completely wore it out, and that's when I fell in love with it, when I wore it full body and not just testing it. So this is Fragrance du Bois, and this is Cavort. I love the Cavort in here for the saffron. I appreciate the saffron in this fragrance. It's very fresh, slightly sweetened, it's airy. Also in Cavort, you have your rose, ylang saffron. There's orange blossom to make it a little sweet and creamy. There's vanilla, there's jasmine. Y'all, this is such a beautiful, feminine, elegant fragrance, and I absolutely love it. If you want to step your game up, yeah, that orange blossom and ylang in here, along with that saffron, is gorgeous. It is stunning. If I ran out of Cavort, I would definitely repurchase this again. This is a beast. You do not need to overspray this fragrance. Probably maybe like 5-6 times and be done. I kind of tussled with putting Lovers in here versus Cavort. Lovers has an amazing note of saffron in here as well, but Cavort to me is a little heavier. Lovers has that passion fruit that makes it a little more airy and slightly fruitier. This one also smells like it has plum inside, but I don't think it lists plum, but it smells like a deep, rich, like resinous plum rose scent. But Cavort is beautiful. Get your nose on it. No other than AI the Great's fragrance. This had to be here because I get all the saffron in here. No, it is not Amorous Intense, but it is Ambrosia Imperial. In here, you get a beautiful note of Divana. You get that rum. You get banana in here. You get caramel, you get whipped cream, but that saffron in here is absolutely amazing. Bananas Foster smelling with saffron, a little bit of Divana for the greenness, you guys. Caramel. This is gorgeous. Get your nose on AI the Great's fragrance, Ambrosia Imperial. All right, so the next one we're going to talk about, for me, this is a lot of cherry for people. But for me, this is a saffron beast. I get the saffron in here. This fragrance actually makes me feel hot, like internally when I wear it. To me, if I spray a little too much on my neck, I feel like I have an allergic reaction. And this is by the House of Greedy, and this is Duchessa. You guys, in this fragrance, you get your, I think there's some bitter orange in here. There's almond in here. There's cherries in here, and it's a saffron beast, you guys. Anyway, I do love this fragrance a lot. Yes, I get the cherry, but I also get the saffron. It's really funny how this smells like Kayali's, what is it? Love Fest Burning Cherry. But Love Fest Burning Cherry, I don't think it lists a note of saffron in there. But here you get loads of saffron, almondy, nutty, cherry, and you get that bitter orange in here to make it a little zesty to brighten it up as well. Also in Duchessa, you get brown sugar as well, you guys. But for me, yes, I get the cherry, but I get loads of saffron first. Duchessa, you gotta like saffron, you guys, in order to love this fragrance. Get your nose on it. Oh, I did mention to you all that I would give you... Oh, I haven't gotten to those yet. Actually, Ambrosia Imperial. Ambrosia Imperial, I have two, is one of the ones that don't have saffron in the top. All of the other fragrances, they're a beast. They have saffron in the opening from beginning to the end. This one, I get it. It seems like it is in the top, the heart, and the mid, because I get it in the opening as well. That is the first scent that I got when I sprayed this, was the saffron and the banana in this fragrance. But the saffron is actually listed in the base of this fragrance, you guys. So go figure. I don't know. The next one, the saffron, is also in the base, but I get loads of it in the opening. This is JARDIN's D'Mitzvah. D'Mitzvah, I keep saying it with a T, but it's D'Mitzvah. This is a beautiful date, saffron, and rose fragrance, but I get the freshness, the zestiness of that saffron that I absolutely love it. But yeah, I get loads of saffron, rich, kind of dry, sweetened dates or dried fruits, and then you get some vanilla, but it's fresh, it's zesty, it's amazing to wear all year long, but it's most amazing to wear in the fall and the winter because like I said, there's loads of saffron, woodiness, sweetness, all of that. This is JARDINS DEMISFAH. Get your nose on this. One of these days I'm gonna get it right. I think that is almost it. Last but not least is new to my collection. And this one is by the House of Creed. And when I sprayed this fragrance, I was like, I get woodiness and saffron, okay? To me, it was spicy and woody in the opening, and it was a saffron beast. And I'm talking about CARMINA. I do have CARMINA in my collection, you guys. Now, I did not like this fragrance upon first sniff. It was medicinal to me. It almost gave me the same medicinal scent as Pink Me Up. It smelled like Pink Me Up to me. It smelled like the Argos fragrance, Palace Athene. So it was giving me both of those nuances initially. Woody, fresh, like that red berries or red cherry, or just like a red raspberry type scent. So that is what I got, on top of it being spicy. Okay, so to me, to my nose, those fragrances gives me the, like they're in the same, like they're distant cousins. But yes, I did get it. I did want this bottle in my collection. It's gorgeous. And I do love the note of saffron. So for me, I picked up on all the saffron in this fragrance, on top of a little bit of a cherry nuance. It's woody. Also, you definitely get that spiciness. Like I said in the opening, there's frankincense in here. There's cashmere, there's frankincense and myrrh, which I absolutely love. There's cashmere and wood. I thought it was going to be more of a juicy black cherry, but this is more of a warm, spicy black cherry scent. Saffron, pink pepper, violet, may rose, peony, and broxide. It's a beautiful fragrance, and I think it's very mass appealing to the saffron lovers, to the floral, fruity floral, woody lovers. But I think to love this fragrance, you gotta love a woody scent with some florals, and you gotta love the note of saffron. The cherry, I kind of get. It's a little, to me, the cherry note, because it is considered, it is my scent of the day. The cherry note in the opening, it's slight medicinal to me, but then that dries down, slight medicinal with that warm, spicy saffron and that pink pepper, but then it does dry down to a really nice, I'm not gonna say this is a love. Yes, I do love the bottle, but this is a very hard like, you guys. I cannot wait till this fragrance becomes a little more concentrated as it sits, and then I'm gonna revisit this. I'm gonna wear it again, of course, but I'll revisit this again, and like I'll wear it this week, maybe a couple times, and then I'll revisit it in like a couple months, and then to see if it's changed or the black cherry has gotten a little more black cherry-ish, okay? Anyway, that is it, y'all. And I think I went through everything, okay? Yeah, that's it. So go on to the world, spread amazing sillage, do good, be good, and let me know what your favorite saffron fragrance is down in the comments. And these are some of my loves, y'all, and they aren't going anywhere, especially the Brompton Immortals and the new Outcast Blue that I have in my collection by Nihilo. Neither one of those fragrances are safe line buys, you guys, so don't do it, okay? Anyway, love you all. Bye-bye.